Welcome to The Edge with Mark Delavan. A world-renowned operatic baritone who's been around the world literally and figuratively with his fair share of victories and defeats. We will answer your burning questions, we'll interview people who we can learn from, and we'll engage in discussions worth having. No topic is off limits.
In this final segment, we're going to deal with something a little more serious, but we'll try to keep it light as we can. Lightish. We're dealing with recovery. 12-step recovery to be specific, as we said in the introductory video. So here's the question. I had 4 years of alcohol and drug sobriety up until yesterday. I drank and I used. I drank and used for about a week. Of course, I feel like crap, but I'm also despondent and very depressed. I don't know what to do. I feel like I want to die. Tell me something to do. Don't go back out there. You're going to want to, because you're going to feel horrible. Your body is going to feel awful. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you used, your body recognized that you used, and it's going to tell you to use again. Wow. You know, your body, the beast, you woke up the beast, and the beast says, okay, we're back in charge. Let's get back out there. Get a pencil and paper and write some stuff down. Now, I know you think you're in charge, but you're not. I'm in charge, and you're going to be doing some stuff. So watch me and listen, and I will be telling you what to do. So here's what you don't do. You don't drink or use today. These are one-day programs. One day. You only get 1 day of sobriety. The difference between me and you is real simple. I have put together a whole sequence of 24s for a really, really long time, a number of years, a couple of decades. But my sobriety date is not important. It's what I do today that makes a difference. It's how I'm living my life, right? Before I go on too much, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I really am. I know how that feels. I had 4 years of sobriety and I lost it. Why? Don't ask why. The why doesn't matter. Okay? Why did this happen to me? Why did I have to do this? Why? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It happened because it happened. And you know what? By the time you know the answer, the questions don't matter anymore. By the time you know the answer, it won't matter anymore. It won't. I promise. It doesn't matter. You're an addict. We're addicts. We do crazy things because we're crazy. You know they've proved that, right? They actually did some scientific tests on addicts using their drugs. They had a guy looking at porn, they had a guy drinking, they had a guy using, one guy doing cocaine, one guy smoking crack, one guy gambling, a lot of stuff. They found some common themes. And one of the common things is dopamine deprived. Everyone is dopamine deprived, and they're trying to create their own dopamine. Okay, how does that help me? I don't know. It doesn't, but it's interesting. If you want to know why, because you're dopamine deprived and you're an addict, and so you're trying to create your own. And, you know, as I said in the last segment, there are other things to do to make some dopamine happen. Go out and take a run. Go work out with weights. Go punch a bag. I punched a bag yesterday. Felt great. And yes, there were a couple of faces that I tattooed on that thing. And I'm not going to kid around with you. It's going to hurt. But everything happens for a reason. And I know that just thrills the crap out of you to hear that. Everything happens for a reason. But it really does. I know for me what happened is I chart back that time and I look back on that time and this and this and that and the other thing happened. And had it not been for that slip, I probably never would have met my wife. Pretty cool. But you want some specific things to do. Okay, the first thing you do is you go to a lot of meetings. Whatever your group is, go to a lot of meetings. Yes, I know they're a pain in the ass because they're online. So what? Just go. Figure it out. Go to any meeting you can. Check in for any meeting that you even remotely qualify. You know, if you qualify for Emotions or Neurotics Anonymous, go to a meeting. You need to be with other people. No, it's not the same. It doesn't matter. You need to go someplace where you can talk. You also get on the phone. You call, if you have a sponsor, call your sponsor every day. If you have a network of guys, and if you don't have a network of guys, I would ask you, why not? Get a network of guys and start talking to people. And you start calling people and saying, I feel like crap. And some of them are going to say, you know what? Yeah, I feel like crap too. The second thing you start doing in that period of time is you pray. How often do you pray? You need to keep your prayers simple too. So I had one that I would do. I would roll out of bed onto my knees. Why, you ask? Why roll onto the bed onto my knees? Because there is a kinetic energy that connects my knees to the floor that absolutely shoots the fabulous chemical of humility through my body. One of the greatest defenses to addiction is humility. I don't know why. I want to go out there and muscle it myself. I can kick this disease. I can't. Never could. The only difference between me and you is I put together a string of 24s that you don't have. A string of days. I have a lot of days. Roll out of bed onto your knees, and let's keep it simple for the first few days. Just ask God for one more day of sobriety. I've been in the programs and I've been in the rooms for a long, long time. And when guys go out, I will always invariably ask them the same question. The question is, when you woke up the morning that you used, drank, whatever, did you ask God for sobriety? Only one time in all those years did one guy say, yeah. And you know what he said afterwards? But I didn't mean it. I prayed, God, keep me sober for another 24 hours. Maybe. Or something like that. And he didn't really want it. So he knew he was going to do what he was going to do. When it comes right down to it, people do what they want to do. And you don't ask why, because the why is you wanted to do it. You wanted to do what you wanted to do. It goes through everybody's mind. It went through my mind today. The only difference between me and you is I kind of go, yeah, but I got to face the consequences, and I'm not willing to face the consequences. The consequences are exactly what this person is talking about, right? So what do? What do you pray? Well, you can do several things. I pray a prayer. When I was doing this, and I was in early days, and I was praying this prayer, I would pray a prayer that took less than 30 seconds. If you want the simple one, roll out of bed onto your knees and pray the following. God, I'm asking you for 24 more hours of sobriety. 24 hours. Amen, or whatever you say to the end of your prayers. What did that take? 5 seconds? Can you do that? Can you do 5 seconds? I have other guys pray the following. God, I'm powerless over whatever, alcohol, drugs, food, whatever. I'm powerless over blank, and my life has become unmanageable, and I've come to believe that only you can restore my life to sanity, and I'm begging you to do so. I'm turning my will and my life over to your care right now as I understand you for this moment. Pray the third step prayer. It's in the big book. Look for it. It's in step 3. It goes like this. God, I offer myself to thee to build with me and to do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. Amen. And if you feel so inclined, add the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. Thy will, not mine, be done. Amen. If you timed all of that out, that whole prayer is under 30 seconds. And you know what? If you do it by rote, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Okay? And you know what? The other thing you can do, the third thing you could probably do is just get some exercise. I spoke about tuning the body for the singers and the actors. Tune the body. Get some exercise, but be gentle on yourself. Don't go into the weight room and try to kill yourself. Get some, just walk. Just take walks in nature if you can. Take walks. I know it's cold, but take walks. Just walk around the block. Fresh air is going to help. Okay? That's what you do. But the most important thing that you want to do is to get one more day. I didn't put together multiple decades by magic. I put them together one day at a time. These programs, these 12-step programs only work for 24 hours. Really. The fact of the matter is, the guy who has the most sobriety today is the guy who got up the earliest. So it will be in the Eastern time zone, so it's probably some guy in Hawaii that has the most sobriety, more than you and me. That's it. It just works for one day. You ask anybody, I have to renew my program every single day. Okay? Thank you all for joining me today's episode. It was a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining our ongoing conversation. Please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber, which further enables us to deliver high-quality material to you. Click the Patreon link below, where you'll see different tiers of subscriptions. We'll make it worth your while.